No more monthly subscriptions or using multiple different tools to run your day-to-day business activities. I've compiled many of the tools that you actually need into a powerful Google Sheets CRM that allows you to manage your customers, leads, engage in email marketing, manage tasks, sales processes, inventory, and even tickets. All of these tools and features are found in my continuously updated Google Sheets CRM called Sheetify. And today I'm going to quickly share how you can get up and running with this powerful and recently updated Google Sheets CRM. Okay, so just quickly, before we go ahead and launch into my Sheetify CRM 4.0, consider subscribing if you haven't done so already or if you're new to this channel, and that way you'll stay updated with actionable videos and tutorials designed to equip you with the skills, knowledge, and tools to help your small business thrive online. And with that happy note out the way, let's go ahead and get you up and running with Sheetify. Okay, so here we are inside a fresh Google Sheets CRM, my Sheetify CRM 4.0. This is my all-in-one functional CRM and business toolkit built with Google Sheets. In my opinion, this is the most affordable but functional CRM. All you need to do is make one payment for lifetime access, lifetime updates, all client, sales, task, as well as inventory and email marketing features. No subscriptions, no fees, no monthly plan, just lifetime value. And once you've got a copy of our Sheetify CRM, you'll be able to access this update. Now let's just quickly navigate through what you can do with this Sheetify CRM. Well, first you can manage your contacts, leads, and sales process. If we navigate down here, we have customer snapshot. This just gives you an overview of your customers' data like client tasks, total jobs completed, total revenue, and total issues. Next to that, we have a sales pipeline. This is where you can visually view your Kanban sales pipeline. Then next to that, we have sales calendar. Again, you can manage and view all your deals inside the sales calendar. Next to the sales calendar, we have client tasks. This is where you can manage all your client tasks. And then next to that, we have the client calendar. Again, this is where you can view all your client tasks within the built-in calendar. Then next to this, we have email templates. This is where you can make custom changes to these email templates, and then you can engage in email marketing and you can send these email templates to your contacts, either individual contacts or bulk contacts. Okay, so let's click out of here. Then let's navigate across. Then we have the dashboard, and we've made a few changes here. We've updated the dashboard. We've made it a lot more practical and a lot more attractive. You can see up here we have task overview. We also have sales completed by team. Then if we come down here, we can have access to a sales search. You can choose the item, and you can see the SKU, the stock keeping unit, as well as quantity sold and total orders. Next to that, you can view your top 10 best-selling items or services. And then we have items by status, and then down here we have team performance search. This allows you to choose a date period, and then you can select your team members and view their total tasks, sales won, sales revenue, and resolved tickets between those dates. And if we navigate back up to the top, we have some basic information like active deals, active revenue, and then invoices paid versus unpaid. And we'll dive deeper into this shortly. Next to that, we have settings. This is where you can configure your settings. Again, we'll dive into this shortly. Then we have purchases. This is an addition to the Sheetify CRM 4.0. Basically, what you can do here is manage all your purchases. Next to that, we have inventory. Here you can manage all your offers, your inventory, your products and services in one destination. Then next to inventory, we have transactions. This is where all your completed transactions go. And I'll talk more about this shortly. Then next to transactions, we have tickets and issues. This is where you can manage all your customers' issues. Okay, so let's navigate back over to our contacts and leads. This is our main interface where we want to add our records data. Now, before you get started, if you haven't done so already, simply navigate up to Sheetify, then come down to Set up Sheetify and Set Authorization. This is if you're yet to set up Sheetify with your Google account. When you enable authorization, this is going to allow you to send bulk emails, manage tasks across your Google apps, connect to your Google Forms, and more. I'm going to go ahead and click on OK, then navigate over to Advanced and click on Go to Sheetify CRM. Then navigate down here and you'll see all the apps that the Sheetify CRM has access to. Then click on Allow. And just like that, our Sheetify CRM is set up. Now let's quickly have a look at the Sheetify menu. If we come down to Taskify, we can essentially send our sales tasks within our Sheetify CRM over to the Google Tasks app so we can manage our tasks on the go. And we can do the same with our client tasks, and I'll talk more about these shortly. Below that we have email marketing. This is where we can send bulk emails to our audience. All you need to do is navigate over to the left hand side and select the contacts that you want to send these bulk email campaigns to. Now a new addition to Sheetify CRM 4.0 is the Add New Record. Rather than scrolling down the page, what you can do is click on Add New Record, and that's going to add a new record line up above. Then we have Reportify, where we can send a report, and this is going to send the dashboard to your email inbox, or you can set up weekly reporting and you'll be sent an email with your report attached each week. Another new feature that we added is scroll down. If you click on scroll down, that's going to take you all the way down to the row that was the last record that had been filled. This means you do not have to scroll all the way down through your contacts. You can simply just click on scroll down. Or like I mentioned, you can click Sheetify and click on Add New Record, and that's going to add a new record up above. And this Add New Record feature works on all of these different sheets. If we navigate across here and click on transactions, if you have hundreds of transactions, you can simply click on scroll down and go to last row, or you can click on Sheetify and add new row. Okay, so let's navigate back again, contacts and leads, and let's add our first contact. For the purpose of today's tutorial, I'm going to quickly go ahead and add 2 contacts across here and all of their sales data. Okay, so as you can see, for the purpose of today's tutorial, I've quickly gone ahead and added 2 records, Sam Smith and Liam Jackson. I've added the full name, first name, account name, email, address, phone number, the business type over here by simply clicking the drop down and selecting the option over here. Now these options you can customize over in settings. Simply navigate over to settings and then locate type, and you can add any details you like in here. For example, for your business, type could refer to type of business, type of products that a client is interested in, the type of person, or anything else related to your business. Okay, so let's navigate back across to contacts and leads, and then next to type, you can see that we have source. So where did this record find us? We have these different options here. Again, you can make changes to these by simply navigating over to settings and then locating source, and you can add your own sources down here. Okay, so let's navigate back over to contacts and leads, and then next we have date added. So when was this contact added? Then media and files. Now you can add links in here if you like. For example, you can add a link to a Google Drive asset and manage your specific records, media and files within a specific Google Drive that you can link here. Okay, next you can see we have this purple. These are sales activities. So the due date refers to the sales due date, and you can see I've added that in here. Then we have priority, we have low, medium, high and overdue, and then we have sales status. If we click on the drop down, you can see we have new lead, which is not part of the sales status, but as soon as they move to qualified lead, they get added to the sales pipeline, and they move through each of these different stages until they become won, lost, or we circle back. Again, if we click out of here and then navigate back over to settings, you can see your priority over here. So this is the status priority. You can change these if you like, as well as the team. You can add your team members in here. And then we have the sales status. Now you just can't make changes to this dark green here, as well as over here. However, you can make changes down here because every sales pipeline will have new lead as well as won and lost. Okay, so let's navigate back over to contacts and leads, and then navigate back over here. And let's say that this contact moves from qualified lead into details discussed. Every time you change the status, you will see an update, a little reminder down here, update to sales status date. Again, this is the sales status. This refers to your sales pipeline. So if we navigate down here and click on sales pipeline, you'll see details in here. As you can see, details discussed, and you can see the details about that contact. If we navigate back over to contact, you can see details discussed. Again, let's say that this contact here, this record, becomes a qualified lead, then they have entered the sales pipeline. Update to sales status date, and you can see the last status change. If I navigate back over to sales pipeline, you can see that that record has been added to our sales stages, our sales pipeline. and you can see information like total deals, total value, and average deal value. Okay, so let's navigate back over to contacts and leads. Next, we have sales tasks. So what is the sales task? Let's say that this record is a qualified lead, but we want to move them from qualified lead to details discussed. So we need to outreach, we need to call them, and this is the date that the sales task is due, and here's some details about that sales task. Now, the Sheetify CRM, the Google Sheets CRM, integrates directly with Google Tasks, meaning that if you open up the Google Tasks app on the right hand side or on your mobile phone, what we can do is we can taskify, which means we can add this sales task inside our Sheetify CRM and send it to our Google Tasks app. All we need to do is click on the task. So this is the task here. Then navigate up to Sheetify, Taskify, then simply click on Sales Task, because this is a sales task. And then you'll see that task added up here, as well as a notification down here. And you can also find that sales task on the mobile app, the Google Tasks app. If I click on this task, I can see the name of the task that we taskified, as well as who it's associated to, at which company, and then the sales note down here, as well as the date down here. If I navigate across, you can see this information has been added into our Google Task app. Now, if you want to turn a task into a recurring task, simply click on repeat, and you can repeat a specific task. Maybe this is a task that you implement for a specific client every week or every month, then you can turn it into a repetitive task. Now, because this is a singular sales task, I'm going to leave it as it is and then close this. Next, we can come down and we can choose if the invoice has been sent and if the invoice status has been paid. I'm going to untick these for now. And then if we navigate over here, we can choose the product or service that we're selling. As you can see, we have 0 products or services. Now, to add these products or services, simply scroll across and locate inventory. Now, inventory and offers is used to manage all your items, your products, and services. No matter if you're an e-commerce business and you sell products online or you sell products locally, or you're a service-based business, you can leverage inventory and offers. Simply come down and add the product. Let's say that we sell computers. So we sell a computer called Computer A43. So this is a product. And another example is a service. Let's say that we also engage in web design. So we provide a service called Web Design Basic. Again, we sell a product and we also sell a service. This is so I can show you how to use the Sheetify CRM if you sell products or services. Now, because this is a product, I'm going to add the stock keeping unit and then navigate over to type and then click on product because this is a product. Now, if we navigate over here and we click on service, then the stock keeping unit will be NA, not applicable, as well as initial stock, on hand minimum stock, and status. These will all show as NA because it's a service, not a product. But with the product, what we can do is add the details. The initial stock on hand, I'm going to say is 15, and then minimum stock is 5. So as you can see, the status is in stock. Then the sale price of this computer is 1500, cost is 600. And if we click out of here, you can see the margin price as well as the percentage and units in purchase. Then we have notes over here. Again, I'm going to add the sale item for the basic web design service. Remember, this is a service, not a product, and that's going to be 3,500. And the cost per item, in our case, this service, will cost us around $1,200. And then you can see the gross margin over here. Again, you can add notes about each of these products or services. Okay, so let's navigate down the page and head back to contacts and leads. And this time, let's select the item that we're selling. They're interested in this product, and this record down here is interested in this service, Web Design Basic. Now let's navigate back across, and let's say that this record here, we move this record, this deal, through the sales pipeline until they have been won. So I'm going to select won. Now you can see we've got this little notification, update to sales status date, and we also get this notification here. Congratulations, you have won this deal. Would you like to move the deal information into transactions and reset the sales pipeline? Now we've added this because this means you're not going to add the same contact or the same record multiple times in this interface. By sending the deal data directly into transactions, you can manage every single transaction on a different sheet and all your contacts within this sheet. I'll show you what I mean. Let's go ahead and click on yes. And now, as you can see for this contact, all this data, this sales data, has been removed. But now let's go ahead and navigate over to transactions. And as you can see, that data has been moved into transactions. You can see the product or service. In our case, it was this service that we sold. This was the company. There's no stock keeping unit because this is a service. We have one quantity here. We can change this if we want, depending if it's multiple quantities sold. If it's a product, most likely, then you can see transaction status is 1, date 1 is today, then the sales pipeline value, which was 9,000. However, the inventory value price that we added within inventory was 3,500. And these two values are different. The sales pipeline value will show how much you actually sold in terms of the pipeline value, and then the inventory value is what you've added inside your inventory as the value. These may be the same or different. And you can see the assigned owner of the sales transaction. And we can add notes here if we like. Okay, so let's navigate back over to contacts and leads. So remember, with each of your records that have a deal, once you move that deal to 1, you have the option to send that data over to transactions. And then that data will be cleared so that you can move on to the next sale. However, the records information will always stay in here. Okay, so let's navigate back over to transactions. Then once a transaction has been completed, the customer is won, they've made the payments, and you're ready to complete or archive that transaction, simply click on here and then click on completed. And as you can see, customer data has been updated in customer snapshot. Nice job. Now what we can do is head over to customer snapshot. This is your customer snapshot. So all the customer's information, when you've marked transactions as completed, will be added in here. You can see the account name, the email, the contact name, and then if we navigate across, you can see important information like total client tasks that are completed. So we haven't completed any. Total jobs 1 is 1 because we just completed this job. And then the total revenue is 9,000 from that one job. And then we have total issues active over here, which is currently 0. Again, like I mentioned, we can navigate down to sales pipeline and you can see your sales pipeline here. If we navigate across, we have sales calendar. We can click on status type, for example, and we can choose a status. I could go priority and then click here and then come down to medium. And you can see down here, we have one deal, which is due on the 13th. And you can see today's date over here. If I navigate across to client task, let's go ahead and quickly add a client's task. So for example, I've quickly gone ahead and added our first task, and this is for the client that we had just won. They are now a customer, but we just need to execute on the work. So this task is create page design, because remember, it's a service that we provide to them. We want to create a website for them. The description, start designing the website theme for approval. Then we have the contact name of the client that we're dealing with, as well as priority, the status of this task, who this task is assigned to. And remember, this is our team. You can add your team in settings, and then we have due date here, as well as the time, and then the last status change. Now again, similar to sales tasks, what we can do is open up tasks and then click on sales task and then come down to client tasks. Then what I can do is click on this task here, navigate up to Sheetify, come down to Taskify, and then click on client task. And as you can see, client tasks added to client task list, and you can see that task up here. Now, if you do not have these task lists, for example, if you do not have a client tasks or sales task list, as soon as you taskify a task, that list is automatically going to be created for you. So remember, the Google Task app is connected to your Google Sheets CRM, Sheetify CRM. And what I can do is open this up and click on complete. And as you can see, that task has been completed. And you can see all your completed tasks down here. So what I want to do now is change the status of this task to completed. And you'll see the client status date update notification down here. Now let's close this. Now it's important to note that when you're using your Sheetify CRM with multiple team members, they will have access to their own task list. They cannot see your task list. They can only see their own Google task list, which means everyone has access to the tasks within the Sheetify CRM, but when they taskify a task, that gets sent to their own Google Task app that only they have access to. Okay, next, what I would do is click over here and add another task that my team and I need to work on for this particular client. Because remember, we've closed this client, but but we're working on designing their website. So maybe it could be a page logo, website logo, brand colors, adding features to their website, whatever those tasks are, I can add them in here. Okay, so that is client tasks. Again, you can see your tasks on the calendar, and you can also add a custom date if you want to look in the past or into the future. Again, let's navigate down the page to email templates. This is where you can simply make changes to these email templates. For example, with the follow-up email, we can come down here, add the email subject by simply clicking here and making changes, and then the same with the body. Now, when you see these double curly brackets, that means that this email is pulling in the personalized data from your Sheetify CRM. So when we send this email, that's going to add first name as well as their company name and phone number. And I'll show you what I mean by this by simply navigating over to settings, and then let's locate general settings here. We first want to add our email name. So for me, I would change this to Stewart Gauld, and this is what our email recipients will see. This is the from name. You can also add your reporting email. This is if you want to send a report. Then under email marketing settings, this is where we can add our own custom code. For example, this code here, phone, will pull in the data from phone number. Name over here will pull in first name, and then the email will pull in email, address, and type down here. And you can add additional codes if you like, and then choose the column that the data will pull. And you can see the example over here to make sure that it's pulling the correct information. Then all you need to do is navigate over to contacts and leads, and then select the records that you want to send an email to. You can also highlight and click space, and that's going to select all those options. However, at the moment, we only have 2 records that we want to send an email to. And then all you need to do is navigate up to Sheetify, email marketing, and then come down to the email that you want to send. For example, let's say I want to send a follow-up email. All I would do is click here and then come down and click on yes. And that's going to send the follow-up email to both those contacts. And that is how you can engage in email marketing with this Sheetify CRM. The great thing is it pulls in your email signature that's attached to your Gmail. This is because the Google Sheets CRM is connected with your Gmail. Okay, so I'm going to close this. And as you can see, you have cancelled sending a follow-up email. This is if you click no. Now, it's best practice to navigate up to Sheetify, come down to email marketing, and to send a preview email first. When you click on send preview email, that's going to send an email directly to the preview email that you've added in here. So make sure that you've added your email, and you can test a preview email. If we navigate over to email templates, this is the preview email that will be sent. Now, if we click on any of these email templates, make sure that you change this data here and add your own information in the singular brackets. And again, it's best to send a test email first. Okay, so let's navigate across. Again, like I mentioned, you have access to this dashboard. This is an updated and even more practical dashboard that allows you to measure active deals, active revenue, as well as invoices paid versus unpaid. If we come down here, you can see an overview of the last 30 days in terms of contacts, customers, deals that have been lost, tasks that have been completed, as well as the number of emails that you've sent in total, as well as your quota limit for today in terms of sending emails. And this changes based on the type of account that you have. You might have a free Google Workspace account or a paid Google Workspace account. This will show what your quota limit is for the day. And this renews every 24 hours. You can also see total revenue completed and then total lost. You can see sales completed by team in the last 3 months and all your team members down here. If we come across, we can see task overview, and this is based on status. Then if we come down, we have sales search. Here you can choose a period like I mentioned earlier, as well as select the item. For example, it could be computer. And then you can see the SKU, stock keeping unit, quantity sold, as well as total orders. You can also see your top 10 best-selling items or services of all time. At the moment, we've only sold 1 service, Web Design Basic. You can see we've sold 1, so that's 100% of our sales. And then we have items by status, as well as team performance. And this is a great graph because you can come down and you can add the start period, the end period, and choose the team member. If we click on this drop down, you can see the team members here, and then you can find out the volume of tasks, sales, revenue, and tickets resolved. And in here you can see your monthly sales quantity. So it's a really handy dashboard. Now let's navigate across. Again, we have settings, then we have purchases. Here you want to select the item, for example, this product here. And remember, this is one of our inventory items that we added. We can add the ID as well as the order date, let's say on the 3rd, however it arrived today, 2 days shipping. You can see the SKU, which is automatically added. Now, how many items of this product have we ordered? I'm going to add 10. Quantity received is 10. You can see the difference over here. Then we have the unit cost is going to be 600, and so the total cost is 6,000. In the status, we can click on shipped, and then we can choose the vendor over here. Depending if we've added the vendor to our contacts and leads, then we can also add notes. Now, if we click status, and once we click received, the received quantity will be automatically added to inventory. As you can see, on hand has changed by 10. Then if we navigate across to transactions, and let's say we sold this product, so computer, to this company over here, let's say King's Roofing, the SKU will automatically be added. Quantity, let's say, is 5. The transaction status is, let's say, shipped. Then we can skip 1. The item hasn't been won yet. Let's say we sold this for 7,600, and the inventory value will automatically be generated based on the value inside the inventory. So you can see the quantity is 5. If we navigate over to inventory, you can see that the sale price is 1,500. And if we navigate back across, essentially it's 5 times 1,500, which is 7,500. So that's the inventory value. And this is how much we sold it for. And we can select who was responsible for the sale. And then if we navigate back over to inventory, you can see that on hand has been deducted by 5. That's because we've added this transaction of 5 units. And that is how the inventory works. Now, if I click here and come down and click on 1 and then change this to today, and let's say the customer's paid and we're done with this specific transaction. What we want to do is click here and come down and select completed. And this transaction, customer data, has been updated in customer snapshot. Nice job. Once you're done with each of these transactions, the information will be added inside customer snapshot. And as you can see, we now have 2 customers inside the customer snapshot. This is the customer we just added, King's Roofing, the email, the contact name. If we navigate across, you can see the total client task completed, which is 0 at the moment, total jobs 1, which is the one we just completed, the sales pipeline value, and then the active issues. Again, we can add notes over here. Now last, what I want to do is navigate across to tickets and issues. This is a simple interface where you can simply manage your tickets. For example, website form issue, and you can see a new ticket issue has been created. We can add the account name, the contact name, the ticket status, the source priority, the assigned ticket owner, and then more basic information over here about that ticket. Now, if we navigate back over to contacts and leads, what we can also do is navigate up to Sheetify and then come down to set up Sheetify and create a form. And what our Sheetify CRM will do is create a form. Now, this is a lead generation form. So what I'm going to do is click this drop down and then click on rename to Sheetify leads. However, you can name this anything that you like. And as you can see, we have full name, first name, company's name, email, address, phone, and then select the relevant type. If we click here, type here, and then over here, we've got how did you find out about us? Now what we want to do is navigate up to tools and then manage form and edit form. And that's going to take us to this lead form with those details. Now, if you make any changes here to each of the titles, for example, the full name, first name, let's say company name, email, address, phone, if you make any of these changes, and if we head back to our Sheetify CRM, those changes will also be made up here. Okay, so let's head back to that form. Now, again, similar to any Google form, you can make custom changes to this form. You can make it more attractive. You can add additional fields if you like. You can add images, videos. You can customize this form the way that you like. I have tutorials which I'll link down below that shows you how to further customize the Google form. Now, we can also navigate over to responses and then click on these 3 dots, and we can choose to get an email notification for new responses. So you can enable this if you like. And then if we navigate back to questions, once you're ready to activate this form, simply click on send, and then you can send this form inside an email. You can share it across your different channels. You can also embed the form. You can add the link or embed the form on your website. And that way you can start collecting leads. Again, share this form through your email across your different social media channels on your website, and you can start generating new leads. Let's close this. And let's go ahead and quickly preview this form. I'm just showing you an example of how you can capture leads inside your CRM. I'm going to quickly add this information as if I were a new lead. And as you can see, I've quickly added details to this lead generation form. My full name, first name, my company's name, as well as my email, my address, phone number. Then down here, I've selected the relevant type here. I'm business to business. How did you find out about us? I selected email campaign. Now let's go ahead and click on submit. Again, you can customize this success page if you like. Okay, so let's head back to Google Sheets. And this is where all my leads will appear. Now what I can do is copy this and then right click and then click on copy. And then head over to contacts and leads. And then under full name, all I need to do is right click and then paste special and then values only. And as you can see, all that data for that new record, that new lead, will be added into contacts. And I can add additional information like date added and media, as well as the sales pipeline status and information. Now you can also import and also automate the process of sending your Google contacts into your Sheetify CRM. If you're interested in learning how to do that, I will add the appropriate tutorial up above and down below in the description for you to check out. And the very last thing I want to show you is if we navigate up to Sheetify and then navigate down to Reportify and then send report. And that's going to send a report to your email. And as you can see, you have sent a report PDF to this email here. Now you can also navigate up to Sheetify, Reportify, and set up weekly reporting if you want to receive a report at the beginning of every week. And I'll show you what this report looks like in my inbox. And as you can see inside my email, I have a Reportify. This is the name of the report and then the date that it was sent as well as the time. And then we have the PDF down here that we can click on and view the report. Okay, so let's head back to our Sheetify CRM. And that is everything I wanted to cover in my Google Sheets CRM, my Sheetify CRM 4.0. And there we have it. That is it for this brief Sheetify tutorial and overview. Now, if you have any questions about Sheetify, make sure to pop them down below. And with that said, thank you so much for watching this video all the way through to the end. If you got value, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. And that way I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everyone.